Money FM 89.3, best of breakfast. Mind your business, only on Money FM 89.3.
That's right. It's time for Mind Your Business with me, Audrey Seek, and Ahmad Akhtar. Now, whenever we talk about entrepreneurs, many of us describe them as risk takers, right? And for those who take the leap, people might call you brave or gutsy. And for those who don't, well, there's always that what if hanging over your head.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody can be really sure if risks will pay off, but that shouldn't really be stopping you from taking risks, or at least those that are calculated. And calculated risks were what the founders of a burger venture had taken, making them a living testament as to how this type of risk-taking can lead to market-defining success.
Yeah, and they took a simple food truck concept and flipped it, turning it into a thriving F&B empire. So what's their secret? Let's find out. Joining us in the studio today, a co-founder of the GoodBurger, Ming Lee. Ken, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me online.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Now, your partner in crime, Sophia, is not here, but your story collectively is one that defies conventional wisdom. It's an inspiration to many aspiring entrepreneurs out there. So question number one, Ken, is can you share more about this journey and why you made this pivot from developing the iconic popcorn app Singapore to launching the GoodBurger?
Well, we've been doing our own thing for more than 2 decades, and we've always had, a lot of ideas. And for us, if we like the idea enough, and it, the risk isn't too great, we go ahead and try it. So we didn't quite pivot from popcorn to the GoodBurger, but rather in 2019 right now we're still running popcorn, right? But in 2019 we saw that Impossible, is available in town, and we were excited that this plant-based meat that tastes like real beef, is so convincing. And we had this crazy idea of, hey, let's start a food truck selling Impossible burgers, and we call it the GoodBurger, right? And we're trying to not just sell burgers, but we're trying to make the world a better place, one burger at a time, by promoting sustainability and kindness. So that's how the GoodBurger is born.
Yeah, so let's talk about the star of your show, which is your burgers. And so tell us what makes the GoodBurger's plant-based patties so good, so irresistible. How are you winning over even the most die-hard meat lovers?
Yeah, so we exclusively work with plant-based meat, so we know the product a lot better than most other outlets that carry Impossible. So it's really about, and also because we're not vegetarians, but we are trying to, cut down on our meat consumption. Mm-hmm. So we're approaching plant-based burgers from a lens of a meat eater. So it has to, at the end of the day, right, no one's going to stop eating meat because it's bad for the environment or it's not good for you. But, the primary reason why people will have a plant-based burger is that it tastes good. So, we're approaching it from, a regular person, and it has to taste good, right? And we develop our burgers to basically deliver that full meat experience.
Yeah, why have you gone with the Impossible patty over the Beyond?
Well, the Beyond patty, the taste is very much like a veggie patty, whereas the Impossible patty comes very close to the real beef experience. So, we have a lot of customers who do not realize they're eating a plant-based burger until they finish it and look at the wrapper. Or even if we tell them that, hey, or even if they know that the GoodBurger only sells plant-based and they have the burger, they're still questioning, are you sure this is not real meat? So,
wow.
Yeah, so, it's amazing. We're in an age where, Impossible has done such a great job developing this product, but that's not the end. It's because how you prepare the Impossible is also very, very important. You can go to 5 different restaurants offering Impossible burgers, and they'll all taste different. So we know Impossible the best because we've been... from day one when we started, we only sold Impossible burgers from the start, and we've sold like 500,000 Impossible burgers in the last 5 years.
Wow. All right. So let's talk price now, Ken, because plant-based food usually still has a premium, tag compared to traditional meat options. So how do you respond to those who say going green and going plant-based is just too expensive for them?
Well, I think it's all relative. I think everyone can afford a $12.90 burger. So, personally for me, it's we have to think about the future, right? What the choices we make today will impact the future, and also, what we teach our kids. So yes, I mean, our raw ingredient cost is 3 times that of a regular, beef burger in the market, in the same, fast gourmet burger scene. But yeah, we are making a deliberate effort to stick with, selling plant-based, because we want to make a difference and to show people. I think that the most important thing for Singaporeans and people in general is that to flip the switch, for Singaporeans, if you look at your friends and people around you, it's a culture where people will need to have meat for every single meal. People can't imagine a meal without having meat, right? So just for them to flip the switch to have a plant-based burger and enjoy it and say, hey, this is quite good, and I could do this, right? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, the $12.90 burger you've described, according to your website, is the classic burger, which is the American cheeseburger with Impossible Patty, cheese, and TGB secret sauce. Audrey and I are eyeing that one right now. I can smell it from here on the screen. You also serve the black tie, One Night in Bangkok, Happy Days, What the Cluck, and onion rings. Oh, well, onion rings and mozzarella sticks as well. But what's your best-selling burger?
The classic, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
How many of them do you flip a day?
We flip a few hundred.
A few hundred?
Yeah.
Okay. And along the way, I guess the people that make you guys such a success as your customers, any tough ones that you've encountered?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we'll definitely face customers who are not satisfied for whatever reason. Sometimes it's legit, other times it's not. But we try to, if a customer has an issue, then we try to face it head on. There's no way shying away from it. And in our experience, if you take responsibility for for anything that goes wrong, the customer responds very positively, and in some cases become even champions for our brand.
I was going to say there's no better way to deal with a tough customer than by giving him or her tender meat.
Oh my goodness, Ahmad. Okay, I do want to ask about the format at which you guys decided to tackle the GoodBurger. So it's a food truck kind of format, and coming from the U.S., I know that the food truck scene is really big there. Did it really pick up here in Singapore, the food truck scene, or the format at which you guys decided to tackle the GoodBurger?
Well, no, I think the food truck scene here has, as Singapore as a market has some inherent challenges for food trucks being successful. In the US, the food trucks are the hawkers, the equivalent of hawkers, right? Good, cheap, affordable food, right? Whereas in Singapore, you're in a place that, under $10, it's world class, unbeatable. You can walk in any corner of Singapore and have a fantastic plate of chicken rice for less than $5.
Yes.
So from an economic standpoint, it's not as an attractive proposition for food trucks to be thriving in Singapore. But I mean, food trucks are a novelty, and that's part of our game. We bring the GoodBurger to different events, condos, and we always, it sort of brings joy. It's like, when the Milo van comes to your school during sports day, it's a highlight, right? So likewise, when we bring our food truck to condos, offices, and all that, it's a different experience, and people, it breaks the norm. So
earlier on you were talking about how there wasn't much risk when you embarked on this project to launch the GoodBurger. I suppose now, given the increased competition in the space, your risk appetite, no pun intended, has increased. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think risk is also relative, right? If you're just starting out, you don't have that much money, then of course your risk appetite is lower. So
so were you self-funded at the start?
Yes,
okay.
We're fully self-funded. So so we've invested in this business, and as we grow, definitely with more cash flow, that allows us to reinvest back into the business. So it's just carefully investing within our means to grow the business.
So Ken, just to clarify, you're not just running this food truck, you're scaling up pretty fast, from expanding Gourmet Park to launching new dining concepts like Carnaby and Camp Caribbean. How have you managed to grow so quickly and successfully, and what would you say, and how would you describe your journey with this so far?
Yeah, so when we started in 2019, we had a pretty good start until COVID started happening. So we were operating in the Marina Bay area, and we were slowly building up the business, getting a lot of regulars. And slowly, when you hear news of the Wuhan virus, and then you start seeing the tourist numbers go down, you start and people started working from home, and it was quite worrying. But we were quite fortunate that we moved. Being a food truck, we're mobile, so we moved to Coronation Plaza just 2 weeks before the lockdown, and it was a perfect storm for us. That's when everybody was working from home, and everybody coming, driving past Coronation Plaza, they were like, wow, what's this, right? And all the restaurants were closed only for takeout, so that was a perfect storm for us to really get off the ground running. And then in 2020, we added our second truck because of the demand. And in 2023, we had a big break when RWS approached us to bring our food truck to their IR. And we saw this was when they were, shutting down the whole forum for renovation. So we saw the opportunity to do something more exciting and say, hey, what about setting up a food truck park, right? And so that's how Gourmet Park was born, and we had 18 food trucks and F&B containers, and we brought in some of the best names in the business. We had, one Michelin star chef Rishi with Kotua. We had Olivier Restaurant with their cheesecakes. We had Dixon Nasi Lemak. So we basically hunted down the best names in the business and brought it into one venue.
And where do you see yourself going in the next few years?
We are looking for another suitable location to bring, the next version of Gourmet Park back to Singapore. But also we are looking at building, Carnaby and Camp Caribbean as brands, because, whatever we do, we try to, look for scaling opportunities. So, we're looking at building up Carnaby and Camp Caribbean as well.
All right, Ken, we want to ask you one last question before you go. We have a lot of entrepreneur listeners listening in. So what's one key takeaway that you want aspiring entrepreneurs to remember from this conversation?
For us, I think for entrepreneurs, I think it's never too early to start. And if it doesn't kill you, if you fail, then all means do it, because you never know what's going to happen. There's so many success stories of first-time entrepreneurs, and they're making it big, right? So if you don't go in, you never know. And as long as it doesn't set you back too far, just go for it.
All right. Well, taking calculated risks can lead to big rewards, it seems, and that passion, resilience, and innovation are key to staying ahead of the game. Ken, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
That was Ken Ming Lee, one of the co-founders of the GoodBurger. Stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.